It's Jeff Peterman here for our very first Sound Smart second water cooler talk. Hope everybody enjoyed the Rebecca Johansson Bidlack interview podcast that we posted yesterday. This morning I'm going to make this short and sweet. We're going to try to keep these to 2 to 3 minutes long. Many of you who are conservatives out there who might be listening to this morning might be hearing from some of your liberal friends or liberal acquaintances or just liberals that you're forced to talk to that conservatives are politicizing a tragic event in what's happened in Orlando. I'm going to give you a couple pieces of information here. Number one, no, we're not. What conservatives are doing right now is trying to correct wrong information from people like Barack Obama all the way down to local liberal elected officials, who are saying things about how this is the ease of access to guns is what caused this. Because that is absolutely not true. Barack Obama knows that's not true. Went out yesterday in a blatant gun grab opportunity to try to further his narrative. And when you have a bully pulpit like that, when you're able to get up there and talk to America and spout false information, the only thing conservatives are left with is to go out and correct that false information. So it is not about politicizing a tragic event. As a matter of fact, if liberals would keep their mouths shut and not politicize tragic events, or as Barack Obama's right-hand guy there for a while, Rahm Emanuel, said, take advantage of a tragedy, basically, those are my words, I kind of tweaked that a little bit, then conservatives would not have to go out there and correct this false narrative that could potentially put American citizens at risk. Because if the Second Amendment goes away as it is now, the only people left with guns are the criminals and the government. So the criminals, and in a lot of cases, the criminals is what I'm saying. And that's not okay. So I wanted to make sure and put that out there. You need to know that information because you may hear that today even at work. I want you to be able to look at that liberal in the eye and say, you know what? I do believe that conservatives and constitutionalists are just trying to correct the false information that's being spread. So anyway, I am just still absolutely heartbroken for the people in Orlando. One other thing I said on social media yesterday is that we do need to mourn with the people in Orlando. And we also need to get angry at the liberal media for spreading lies. And we need to get angry at liberals in general for spreading lies. That does not mean in any way, shape, or form that we're not mourning with the people in Orlando. There were over 50, I'm not sure what the actual number is yet, I'm sure it's probably closer to 60 now, Americans that were killed at this nightclub. And while conservatives a lot of times will get a very bad name, and Christians in general, Christian conservatives, for being judgmental when it comes to the homosexual community, I'm here to tell you that while I consider homosexuality to be a sin issue, they're simply sinning differently than I do. And I'm not going to, start to cast judgment at someone who's simply sinning differently than I do. I'm going to show them love. And regardless of that, though, 50 plus Americans were murdered by a radical Islamic terrorist. Those words still are not leaving our president's lips. He still refuses to call it what it is. And I challenge all of you today to make sure also that you're using that terminology. This was a radical Islamic terrorist. So anyway, have a fantastic day, a fantastic week, and we'll talk again soon. Have a great one. Thanks.